Welcome to the virtual open house presentation for the NEISD Agriscience Magnet Program. We are providing this virtual open house so that interested students and parents can learn more about the Agriscience Magnet Program. In our time together, we'll be sharing specific information about the program. We'll also discuss the facilities that are available. We'll walk through the different pathways we have available to students for study. We'll talk about our focus on careers as well as making students college ready. And then we'll round out the presentation talking specifically about our student organization, the FFA. So with that, let's begin our presentation. And the first place we want to start is answering the question, what is the AMP? Now that's a great question. The AMP is a very unique experience within Northeast Independent School District, and we're available for students that are of high school age that want to study more about the many facets of agriculture, as well as would like to participate in our student youth leadership organization called the FFA. Now, our mission is one that is simple but profound. We're here to develop the potential of students for their premier leadership, their personal growth, as well as their career success, and we use agriculture as the vehicle to do that. And if you take a step back and really look at what agriculture science is, it literally is a life science. So what is important to know is that no matter what students study with us, they can take these lessons, this information that they learn about agriculture, and they can apply it in many different avenues of their life. So in essence, we deal in all things with science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and mathematics. Now to share just a little bit about what a magnet program is. A magnet program is a bit different than just a standalone comprehensive high school. And so I want to share with you some information about what that is and why that makes us different. One of the main concepts behind a magnet program is that they attract students who share similar interest of learning, and in our case, that interest is agriculture. Magnet programs in the Northeast Independent School District are generally placed at a comprehensive high school, and we happen to be located on the campus of James Madison High School. By being designated as a magnet program, it does allow students that live in NEISD to have transportation from their home high school to our campus for their agriculture studies, and then return home at the end of the day from our campus to their home high school. Our district does allow us to admit students from outside of the school district, and so we do have students that do not reside in NEISD that choose to be a part of our program. The one caveat to that is that if they do live outside of the district, they have to provide their own transportation. Now, another factor of a magnet program is there's typically a selection process. And in our district, we use two different methods. One is a lottery method, and the other is based on the student's performance. The Agriscience Magnet Program uses a performance-based selection system, and we'll talk more about that later in the presentation. Now, at this time, I'm going to give a tour of our facility. And so this will be about a 7-minute piece where you can really get an idea of the facilities and what we have to offer for your student when they're a part of the program. We hope you now have more of an appreciation for what we can offer students by viewing that brief tour of our facilities. It is amazing to think that here in the midst of urban San Antonio, the asphalt, the concrete homes, neighborhoods, we have a 20-acre complex on the campus of Madison High School where we can teach agriculture. Now, I want to share more information specifically with you in regards to the type of curriculum that we offer here within the Agriscience Magnet Program and introduce the 6 different programs of study that we offer. The key to know is that we're not a one-size-fits-all study in agriculture. With these 6 different programs of study, we can take students with a variety of interests and determine a specific pathway for them while they're with us for the 4 years, and they can then walk away with a great depth of knowledge and to know if this is something they would like to do as a career in the future. These 6 different programs of study are made up of agribusiness, applied agricultural engineering, animal science, environmental and natural resources, food science, and plant science. Now I'm going to share just some generalities about each of the programs of study due to time that we have here, but showing you some of the potential careers that are out there, just a few of the many that are available. So as you look at each of the programs of study, you'll see the careers that are mentioned, and then on the right side, you'll see the coursework that we have that would align with providing 4 years of study. In our agribusiness pathway, as you can see, some of the potential careers there are in ag finance, communications, sales, marketing, of course, entrepreneurship, manufacturing, processing, and even software engineering and developing. In the applied agricultural engineering pathway, some of the opportunities there are power equipment mechanics, get into welding, fabrication, and manufacturing, going into automated manufacturing, facilities management, building and maintaining ag structures, small engine repair, ag electricity, animal science. Some of the key areas that students focus on maybe as an animal nutritionist, a geneticist, researcher, animal control officer, working for the Agricultural Extension Service as a specialist, of course, a veterinarian or maybe an animal pharmaceutical salesperson, working for the United States Department of Agriculture as a veterinary inspector, or possibly for a zoo as a wildlife or park handler. Environmental and natural resources, some of the areas that students find interesting there are aquaculture production, zoo manager, a game warden, waste management, geologist, an environmental lawyer, or a wildlife researcher or manager. In the food science area, we have a need for meat inspectors and graders, health inspectors, nutritionists, dietitians, product research and development, quality control specialists, maintenance technicians, wholesale, retail sales. And in the plant science, things like a floral designer, soil scientist, agronomist, being a manager of a greenhouse, architecture, landscape architecture and maintenance, a botanist, forestry manager. So as you can see of the 6 different programs of study that we have, again, they're not a one-size-fits-all type of agriculture study. We can take students in what their interests are and find one of the 6. And again, they are studying a life science that's applicable to anything in their life. Now that I would share that piece with you in regards to our pathways, let's talk about our students, who they are, and what type of students are typically a part of our program. I like showing this picture so that you can see the diversity of our students. You would not be able to just look at a crowd and pick out who are the Agriscience Magnet Program students because they're very diverse. They have a lot of different backgrounds and interests, but the one thing that they do have in common is the study of agriculture. Now, our students are comprised of nearly 500 students that come from all across the district, North East ISD, and some of the surrounding school districts to study agriculture here with us. Something interesting is our male to female ratio. We're more non-traditional in which agriculture careers are sometimes thought of as being very male dominant. It's not the case with our program. 42% of our student body is male and 58% is female. Our students are not only active in the AMP, but they are also involved across the Madison High School campus in activities such as athletics, fine arts, honor society, ROTC, and more. Our AMP students are very involved. While AMP students are taking courses in their selected AMP program of study, they also take their core and other elective courses at James Madison High School. And that's important because a large comprehensive high school like James Madison has many other opportunities that students can take advantage of while they're being a part of the Agriscience Magnet Program. Now, for our students that choose to take honors or advanced placement courses, we're also able to schedule them into a cohort of AMP students in their core classes. For an example, an incoming ninth grader, when we set up their schedule, we would set it up in a way if they're taking English 1 honors, biology honors, or AP Human Geography, they would have a dedicated core teacher from the Madison High School campus that would teach them. And specifically, those teachers would have their class in the Agriscience Magnet Program building. Something also to remember is that our AMP courses will satisfy the elective requirement for graduation. What is meant by elective is that those are the courses that students get to choose to take versus those that the state of Texas says you have to take to graduate. So our AMP courses fall into the category of the get to take, the ones the students choose to take. While AMP courses are elective in nature, we do have a few AMP courses that will also satisfy other graduation requirements, such as science and fine arts. An example of those are courses, our advanced plant and soil course, our advanced animal science, and floral design. And upon graduating from the AMP, if a student completes a minimum of 4 credits of AMP courses, they will receive an endorsement in the business and industry area. Now, speaking of the business and industry area, let's talk more about other opportunities regarding your AMP studies. Specifically, we'll talk a little bit about dual credit in just a moment. But 2 things that we would like to share regarding our focus is that we have a career focus in our program, as well as one being college ready. One of the ways that we tackle the career focus is through industry internships. And we have several of those set up with major employers here in the San Antonio and surrounding areas. As you can see there, we have an internship program with HEB through the Floral Division and the Meat Division. We work with Holt Caterpillar with placing students with them for a diesel mechanics or welding internship. We also work with Cox Manufacturing for placement of students wanting to learn precision machining and metal fabrication. Community Pet Health Center is one of many local veterinary hospitals that partners with the AMP to provide internships to the veterinary medical field. And we work with a national landscape company called Landcare, where we have opportunities for students to do landscape management internships. These are just an example of some of the internships that we have available, and we're always continuing to work with new partners to bring these opportunities for our students. Something else that we do regarding getting students ready for careers is a focus on industry certifications. On the right side of the screen, you'll see the industry certifications that we offer our students, and they can obtain those during their time with us as they study through the Agriscience Magnet Program. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, another focus that we have is to focus students on being college prepared or college ready. And we do that through agreements that the AMP has with both Palo Alto College and Tarleton State University. Through Palo Alto College, which is the local community college that offers agri-science or agriculture degrees, we have in place an agreement where our students can earn up to 18 college credit hours through the Palo Alto College upon graduating by enrolling in specific AMP courses. Our staff are actually adjunct faculty members of the Alamo Community College District, so they are certified to teach the courses you see on the screen. Those courses are things like livestock evaluation, animal science, floral design, advanced floral design, wildlife conservation and management, and principles of horticulture. The AMP also offers introductory agricultural economics through the agribusiness program of study in partnership with Tarleton State University. So while students take specific AMP courses, at the same time they can be enrolled in college coursework and earn college credit while in high school. And that's one of our major ways that we can get students college ready. Now, the AMP also has relationships with colleges and universities all across the state and even across the nation. Share this slide to give you an idea of the many colleges in Texas alone that have some type of agriculture study that students can continue their agriculture education at the post-secondary level and learn more and prepare them for a career. There are a lot of opportunities across Texas for students to study agriculture, and even outside of the state of Texas. There are many options, and our students are finding homes and programs across the nation. Now, I hope you found the information shared thus far to be very helpful. At this point, we're going to introduce you to our student leadership organization, the FFA. We'll spend a few moments talking about the FFA and then wrap up this virtual open house. The FFA has, as many of you might know, once stood for the Future Farmers of America. However, the organization is so much more than production agriculture. It is a national youth leadership organization. In fact, it's the largest leadership organization in the nation with over 1 million members. And we happen to be one of the largest, most active chapters in the state of Texas. Through the James Madison FFA, we do leadership development and training. We provide students with opportunities to have supervised agriculture experience programs. And we'll share a little more about that here in just a moment, and that'll make sense to you. We also do an abundance of competitive events which allow students to compete and build their resumes or portfolios. Through competition, students can turn their accolades into potential scholarship dollars or acceptance into colleges or universities. And we have different seasons throughout our FFA year for our competitive events. We have a fall season, a spring season, and competitions that happen in the summer. So we compete year-round, and we have things going on all year long within our program. One of those areas we focus on is leadership development, which is about creating situations for members to demonstrate their abilities in public speaking, decision-making, communication, and their knowledge of agriculture in the FFA. Another focus is on career development, which prepares students for careers in agriculture by testing and challenging the students' technical, leadership, interpersonal, and teamwork skills, as well as their knowledge about specific agriculture subject matter. So if you're a student that likes to compete, you're going to love the many avenues that the AMP has for you to compete through the FFA. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, the term supervised agriculture experience programs. This is a very unique opportunity to students in the AMP to gain real-world agriculture experience. We will help students develop an ag experience based around their interest, and they can do things like raise a livestock animal, if that's what they want to do. Other examples or areas that students may want to gain experience in could possibly be fabricating an ag mechanics project, working in an internship with a veterinarian, doing science fair research, growing a garden, engaging in food processing, doing community service. There's an endless number of opportunities that we can develop a supervised ag experience program for our students. And so that's another key and unique thing that sets us apart from any other high school experience. I think these next two videos that I'm going to share with you will explain a little bit more about what a supervised ag experience could look like. So we're going to go ahead and share those with you. And we're just moments away from finishing this presentation.
It's so much time, so much energy, so much blood, sweat, and tears go into each one of these projects. I'm up here from early in the morning until late at night every night. Whether it's cleaning pens, working animals, making sure everyone's healthy. For the past 4 years, I've been raising pigs through Madison. So we get them as little piglets and we feed them out until they're show ready. And then we show them off at different livestock shows.
Throughout her 4 years, I've just seen her grow exponentially.
I was that girl that sat at the back of the class and didn't talk and had almost no confidence.
She learned responsibility, always loved animals.
Very dedicated, very work-driven, able to function really well and get things done.
Olsen is just absolutely incredible. I worked 4 years to get a hog like this, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. She's stocky, she's flexible, she's everything in one package, and she's really cool. I'm really excited to see what she does at Santone. You can have the best hog in the world, but if you can't show it, you're not going to place well. So I just hope that, and I know that I can show this hog the way she needs to be shown and get her seen and get her placed the way she should be.
We have students from all across the state of Texas that bring the best of their best to compete at this stock show.
When you get into the ring, it's like nothing else. Everything is black around you. All you see is your ag teacher, the pig, and that judge. You're focusing on getting the judge to get the best looks at your pig.
Young lady, this is Karen. Perfect.
My first thoughts when I heard that she'd won it was surreal. It was one of those that we'd been hoping for. We knew that she had done the work, and so Elizabeth actually being the one that raises and exhibits the breed champion spotted hog down there as a gilt is just tremendous. I can't even remember the last time that we've we've exhibited something, maybe it's the early 2000s, that we've had an animal do that well at the stock show.
There are people that work for this their entire lives. This is their livelihood. And for me, coming from the middle of the city and coming from not being in that world, it's really cool to go from 4 years to getting that, because people raise their entire life and never get that opportunity.
And North East ISD has made it halfway through their first week of school.
At James Madison High School, more than 3,000 teens are settling into their new schedule. Leah Durain introduces us to a group walking the halls on 4 paws.
Talk about heaven, a circle of puppies. This group of students is getting ready for class at James Madison High School. Yes, even the blondes with 4 legs are hitting the books. The dogs are learning crucial lessons. One day they could help someone who is blind or has low vision. The teens who make up the guide dogs for the Blind Puppy Trainer Program at Madison are among the youngest volunteer groups for the international nonprofit.
My dad has a service dog. He has a mobility dog, and just seeing how much she helps him when I got here, I was like, oh my God, like, that's amazing. It's truly incredible to see a whole nother aspect of how other people have to live with these dogs and how much of a difference it makes.
Students are paired up with a golden retriever or lab. The teens provide food, shelter, training, and treats. Guide Dogs for the Blind covers vet bills. The handlers go over techniques for about 9 months.
She does Let's Go very well. That's her favorite thing to do.
Once the dogs graduate, they head off to formal training. From there, the dogs are selected as guide dogs and matched up with the family or dedicated as breeders to provide more puppies for the program. These teens say day-to-day obstacles on a high school campus make it the perfect training ground for the dogs.
They get the crazy hallways, the yelling in the hallways, people running all the time. I think it's not only cool that I get to do this in high school, but it's a good experience for the dogs.
The handlers make the dogs their top priority 24/7.
The student primarily has to balance normal life, schoolwork, and having a puppy.
One of the hardest parts of the program is saying goodbye to their sidekicks. But the students know their furry friends will change someone's life.
It's bigger than yourself. Now he's someone's freedom, someone's eyes.
Leah Durain, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
And North East ISD has made it halfway through their first week of school.
At James Madison High School, more than 3,000 teens.
Well, I sure hope those 2 videos gave you a glimpse of what is possible for students to gain through engaging in a supervised agriculture experience program. Now, you made it this far through the presentation, and hopefully you're asking, how do we get involved? We're going to finish the presentation by sharing with you what the process looks like. And I mentioned earlier on in the presentation that we employ a performance-based enrollment process. And so we do evaluate a student on 5 criteria, and those criteria as you see them on the screen. Those are career interest, and that career interest will be evaluated through the submitted NEISD Magnet Common application and a career assessment. We also evaluate a student on their scholastic record in regards to their grades, a grade of C average or better in the core subjects, satisfactory standardized test scores, as well as satisfactory attendance and conduct. And please note, we can also solicit evaluations from a student's current principal or assistant principal or counselor, and those may be used to also help us determine enrollment in the AMP. So where do you go to get the process started to apply? Well, I invite you to go see our website at www.neisd.net/AMP. Once on our website, you'll see the admissions menu option across the top of the website. You'll hover over that admissions menu option. There'll be a drop-down menu with an option to take you to the AMP application process. That page will walk you step by step through what is needed to submit an online application and completing the application process for the AMP for next school year. And lastly, we invite you to go check us out on our social media platforms as well. Shared with you our website address, which is www.neisd.net/AMP, but you can also find us on Facebook, on Instagram, and our very own YouTube channel. And all of those addresses you can see there on the screen. Each of those platforms will have some great resources for you to check out more about us and what we do and see if AMP is a fit for you. So to complete the presentation, I thank you for being here with me. If you happen to have any questions or like more information, you can contact us by phone or email, and of course, our website to find more information about the Agriscience Magnet Program. Thank you for attending this presentation. Goodbye.